What if I told you that 7 simple Stoic habits could make you mentally stronger than 99% of people? Watch until the end, because these habits have transformed leaders, warriors, and ordinary people into extraordinary individuals. Welcome back to Inner Steel, the home of timeless Stoic wisdom and powerful self-mastery. If you're ready to build unshakable discipline, emotional control, and a mindset that cannot be broken, subscribe to Inner Steel and turn on the notification bell. Every video is designed to help you become the strongest version of yourself. Today, we're exploring the 7 Stoic habits highly effective people use every single day. These aren't shortcuts or motivational tricks. They're timeless principles practiced by great thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus. If you apply these lessons consistently, your life will begin to change from the inside out. Let's begin. 1. Begin every morning with purpose. The quality of your morning often determines the quality of your entire day. Highly effective people understand that the first few minutes after waking up are precious. Instead of grabbing their phone or worrying about problems, they take time to prepare their minds. Marcus Aurelius began each day reminding himself that he would meet difficult people, face setbacks, and experience discomfort. Rather than fearing these moments, he accepted them before they happened. This simple practice made him impossible to surprise emotionally. Imagine a young carpenter named Samuel. Every morning he rushed out of bed, skipped breakfast, checked social media, and complained about how unlucky he was. He blamed traffic, his boss, and even the weather for his bad mood. One day, an elderly craftsman noticed his frustration and offered him simple advice. Spend 10 minutes every morning preparing your mind before preparing your hands. Samuel accepted the challenge. Every morning he sat quietly, wrote down 3 goals for the day, expressed gratitude for what he already had, and imagined handling difficulties calmly. At first nothing seemed different. But after several weeks, people noticed something remarkable. Samuel smiled more often. He solved problems faster. He argued less and listened more. Promotions followed because his calmness made him dependable. His circumstances had not changed. His mindset had. That's the power of beginning your day with purpose. You don't control what the world brings you today, but you always control the attitude you bring to the world. Before tomorrow begins, ask yourself one question. Who do I choose to become today? 2. Master your emotions before they master you. Most people believe strength means overpowering others. The Stoics believe true strength means overpowering yourself. Life will test your patience every day. Someone may insult you. Someone may disappoint you. Plans may fail. If your emotions control your actions, your peace belongs to everyone else. Epictetus taught that it isn't events that disturb us, but our opinions about those events. Consider the story of David, a young businessman. During an important meeting, a client publicly criticized his work. David felt embarrassed and angry. His first instinct was to argue and defend himself. Instead, he remembered advice from his grandfather. When your emotions become loud, let your wisdom become louder. David remained silent. He listened carefully. Later he realized the criticism contained valuable suggestions that improved his business. Months later, the same client became one of his biggest supporters because David chose humility instead of pride. Had he reacted emotionally, he would have lost both the opportunity and the relationship. Every day gives you 2 choices. React or respond. Reaction is automatic. Response is strength. Whenever anger appears, pause. Take 1 deep breath. Ask yourself, will this matter 1 year from now? Most of the time, the answer is no. The strongest people aren't those who never feel anger. They're the ones who refuse to let anger make their decisions. Remember this. Your emotions are visitors. Your character is your home. 3. Practice discipline even when nobody is watching. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline stays. Highly effective people don't wait until they feel inspired. They do what needs to be done whether they feel like it or not. Discipline builds confidence because every promise you keep to yourself strengthens your identity. There was once a runner named Michael. He dreamed of winning national championships, but he only trained when he felt motivated. Whenever it rained, he stayed home. Whenever he felt tired, he skipped practice. His coach finally said, "Champions aren't built on easy days. They're built on the days nobody wants to work." Those words changed his life. Michael began waking before sunrise every morning. Some days he trained in heavy rain. Other days he trained completely alone. No applause. No audience. No recognition. Years later, standing on the winner's podium, journalists asked him the secret to his success. He smiled. "I learned to work hard when nobody was watching." That's exactly how discipline works. Nobody celebrates the early mornings. Nobody notices the sacrifices. But everyone notices the results. Every small promise you keep to yourself becomes another brick in the foundation of your character. The person you become is determined by what you repeatedly do when excuses seem easier. Choose discipline today. Your future self will thank you. 4. Speak less and observe more. One of the greatest Stoic habits is learning the value of silence. People often believe intelligence is proven by speaking. Wisdom is often revealed by listening. Highly effective people pay close attention before offering opinions. They understand that every conversation teaches something if you're willing to listen. Imagine a young employee named Grace. Whenever meetings began, she spoke constantly, trying to impress everyone with her knowledge. An older manager quietly watched. After one meeting, he invited her for coffee. He asked, "Have you noticed that the wisest people in this company speak the least?" Grace began observing. She noticed that experienced leaders asked questions instead of giving endless answers. They listened carefully before making decisions. They didn't interrupt people. They remained calm while everyone else argued. Over time, Grace changed her approach. She listened twice as much as she spoke. She paid attention to body language. She learned what people truly meant instead of only hearing their words. Within a year, she became one of the company's most respected leaders. Not because she talked more. Because she understood more. Silence is not weakness. Silence gives you time to think. Silence prevents unnecessary mistakes. Silence allows wisdom to grow. The Stoics believed every unnecessary word costs energy. Speak only when your words improve the silence. As you move through life, remember this powerful lesson. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Listen twice as much as you speak. Doing so may change not only your conversations, but your entire life. Here's the continuation of your inner steel script. Writing. 5. Stop competing with everyone. One of the greatest habits of highly effective people is that they stop competing with everyone around them. Instead of wasting energy comparing themselves to others, they compete only with the person they were yesterday. This is the Stoic way. The world will always have someone richer, smarter, stronger, or more successful. If your happiness depends on being better than everyone else, you will never find peace. But when your goal is daily improvement, every small victory becomes meaningful. Imagine 2 young men who started their careers together. One spent every day checking social media, feeling jealous whenever his friend got promoted or bought something expensive. The other ignored the noise. He focused on learning one new skill every week, reading books, improving his health, and becoming more disciplined. 5 years later, the second man had quietly built a successful life while the first was still trapped in comparison. Success came because he focused on growth instead of competition. Highly effective people understand that attention is limited. Every minute spent comparing yourself to others is a minute stolen from your own progress. Protect your focus. Build your own path. Your future self will thank you. If you're enjoying this journey with Inner Steel, subscribe now and become part of a community dedicated to discipline, wisdom, and lasting strength. 6. Protect your energy. Not every conversation deserves your attention. Not every battle deserves your effort. Highly effective people carefully guard their mental and emotional energy because they know it is one of their greatest assets. A wise old craftsman lived peacefully in his village. One day, a man came to insult him in front of everyone. The crowd expected the craftsman to respond with anger. Instead, he smiled and continued working. Later, his apprentice asked why he remained silent. The old man replied, "If someone offers you a gift and you refuse to accept it, who does the gift belong to?" The apprentice answered, "The person who offered it." The craftsman smiled. The same is true of insults. This simple lesson changed the apprentice's life forever. Every argument, every piece of gossip, every unnecessary conflict drains your strength. Protect your peace. Spend your energy building your future instead of defending your ego. Calm people are not weak, they are disciplined enough to choose where their energy goes. 7. Learn something every single day. Highly effective people never stop learning. They understand that knowledge compounds just like money. Reading a few pages every day, listening to valuable ideas, practicing a new skill, or reflecting on life's lessons may seem small, but over time these habits create extraordinary results. A poor boy once borrowed books because he couldn't afford to buy them. Every evening after work, he studied by candlelight while others relaxed. Years later, that same boy became a respected leader because he invested in knowledge when nobody was watching. His success wasn't luck, it was the result of daily learning. You don't need expensive courses to grow. Read books. Listen to wise people. Study your mistakes. Ask questions. Keep your mind open. Every day you learn something useful, you become slightly stronger than yesterday. Small improvements repeated consistently create an unstoppable person. 8. Stay consistent even when motivation disappears. Motivation is temporary. Discipline lasts forever. Highly effective people understand that success belongs to those who keep showing up long after excitement fades. Think of a farmer. He doesn't stop watering his crops because he doesn't feel motivated that morning. He knows the harvest depends on consistent work. Some days are sunny. Others are filled with storms. But every day, he continues caring for his field. Months later, he enjoys the rewards while others wonder why they failed. Your goals work the same way. There will be mornings when you don't feel like exercising, reading, working, or improving yourself. Those are the moments that define your future. Anyone can work when inspired. Winners continue even when it's difficult. The person who refuses to quit becomes impossible to defeat. Build routines that carry you when emotions fail. Let discipline become your identity. Day after day, step after step, you will become the strong, calm, and effective person you were meant to be. When you're ready, I can continue with points 9 to 12 in the same style. Master the art of patience. Highly effective people know that greatness is never built overnight. In a world that demands instant results, they choose patience. They understand that real success is like planting a tree. You water it every day, protect it from storms, and trust that one day it will provide shade and fruit. Most people quit because they expect immediate rewards. But those who remain patient often achieve what others only dream about. There was once a young sculptor who wanted to become famous. Every day, he carved stone for hours, but no one noticed his work. His friends laughed at him and said he was wasting his time. Instead of giving up, he continued practicing his craft. Years later, one of his sculptures caught the attention of a wealthy collector, and his work became known across the country. People called him an overnight success, but they never saw the years of silent effort behind it. Your journey will be the same. There will be moments when it feels like nothing is happening. Keep going. Every disciplined action is preparing you for a future opportunity. Be patient with your progress because every master was once a beginner who refused to quit. If this message is helping you become stronger, subscribe to Inner Steel and join thousands of people who are building discipline, wisdom, and resilience every day. 10. Accept responsibility for your life. One of the clearest signs of a highly effective person is that they stop blaming others. They don't blame their parents, their boss, the economy, or bad luck. Instead, they ask one powerful question: what can I do about it? That simple shift changes everything. A young businessman lost nearly everything when his first company failed. Instead of complaining, he studied every mistake he had made. He learned about leadership, communication, and financial planning. A few years later, he built another business that became far more successful than the first. His failure became his greatest teacher because he accepted responsibility instead of making excuses. The moment you take ownership of your life, you take back your power. You may not control everything that happens to you, but you always control how you respond. Every challenge is an opportunity to become wiser, stronger, and more capable. Effective people understand this truth, and it becomes the foundation of their success. 11. Choose friends who make you better. The people around you shape your future more than you realize. Highly effective people carefully choose friends who encourage growth, honesty, and discipline. They avoid relationships built on negativity, gossip, and constant excuses. A talented athlete once trained with people who skipped practice and complained every day. His performance suffered. Later, he joined a team where everyone worked hard and supported one another. Without changing his natural talent, he became stronger, faster, and more confident simply because of the people around him. Ask yourself, do your closest friends inspire you to become your best, or do they pull you away from your goals? Surround yourself with people who challenge you to grow. A strong circle creates a strong character. Protect your environment because it quietly shapes your habits, your mindset, and your future. 12. End every day with reflection. Highly effective people never allow a day to pass without learning from it. Before they sleep, they take a few quiet moments to reflect. They ask themselves, what did I do well today? What mistake can I avoid tomorrow? How can I improve? An elderly teacher kept a small notebook beside his bed. Every night, he wrote 3 things he learned that day. Some lessons came from success, while others came from failure. Over many years, those simple notes became a guide that helped him make wiser decisions and live a meaningful life. Reflection turned ordinary experiences into extraordinary wisdom. You don't need hours to reflect. Even 5 minutes of honest thinking can transform your future. Celebrate your progress, admit your mistakes without shame, and make a commitment to improve tomorrow. Growth belongs to those who are willing to learn from themselves. As you finish today's lesson, remember this: highly effective people are not born with special gifts. They build powerful habits one day at a time. Start with one habit today, stay consistent, and watch your life change in ways you never imagined. Before you go, subscribe to Inner Steel, like this video, and share it with someone who is ready to become stronger, wiser, and more. 13. Guard your attention like your greatest treasure. Your attention is one of the most valuable things you own. Every notification, argument, distraction, and unnecessary opinion competes for it. Stoics understood that where your attention goes, your life follows. Highly effective people don't give everyone access to their mind. They decide what deserves their focus. Imagine 2 coworkers. One spends the day reacting to every message, every rumor, and every complaint. The other quietly finishes meaningful work before checking anything else. At the end of the year, who has grown more? Success isn't always about working harder. It's often about protecting your attention from things that don't matter. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself not to waste time on what others were doing. Instead, he returned his focus to his own actions. That is a habit worth practicing every day. Every morning, ask yourself, what deserves my attention today? Then give your best energy only to those things. The more you guard your attention, the stronger your mind becomes. 14. Stay humble, no matter how much you achieve. The more successful you become, the easier it is to become proud. Pride blinds people to their mistakes. Humility keeps them learning. Highly effective people understand that every achievement is another opportunity to grow. A famous craftsman once won several awards for his work. Instead of celebrating for weeks, he returned to his workshop the next morning and practiced the basics. When someone asked why, he smiled and said, "Awards don't improve my skills. Practice does." That is the Stoic mindset. Your value doesn't come from applause. It comes from continuous improvement. Be grateful for every success, but never believe you've reached the finish line. Stay curious. Stay teachable. Stay grounded. Humility isn't thinking less of yourself, it's thinking more about becoming better than you were yesterday. 15. Choose discipline over comfort. Comfort feels good today, but discipline creates a better tomorrow. Stoics believe that an easy life often creates a weak character, while challenges create strength. Think about waking up early to exercise when your bed feels warm and comfortable. In that moment, your future is decided by one choice. The disciplined person gets up anyway. Months later, they become healthier, stronger, and more confident, while others wonder why life isn't changing. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you're casting a vote for the person you want to become. Highly effective people don't wait until they feel motivated. They act because they have committed to their goals. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline stays. If you master discipline in small things, you'll be prepared for life's biggest challenges. 16. End every day with gratitude. No matter how difficult the day has been, there is always something worth appreciating. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is missing to what is already present. A Stoic philosopher would often end the day by reflecting on three things: what went well, what could be improved, and what they were thankful for. This simple habit created peace of mind and prepared them for tomorrow. Imagine someone who loses a business opportunity but still appreciates their health, family, experience, and the lesson they learned. Instead of becoming bitter, they become wiser. That attitude gives them the strength to try again. Before you go to sleep tonight, think of 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big. A kind conversation, a warm meal, or another chance to improve is enough. If these Stoic habits are helping you become stronger and more focused, subscribe to Inner Steel for more timeless wisdom that will help you build unshakable discipline, calm, and resilience every single day. 17. Master the art of patience. In a world that rewards speed, patience has become a rare superpower. Stoics believe that many of life's greatest rewards require time. Trees do not grow overnight, and neither does character. Highly effective people understand that lasting success is built one day at a time. There is a story of a young farmer who planted bamboo seeds. He watered them every day, yet nothing appeared for years. Many people laughed at him and told him he was wasting his time. But he remained patient. Then one season, the bamboos suddenly shot up several feet in just a few weeks. What people didn't see was that the roots had been growing deep underground all along. Your efforts may feel invisible today, but that doesn't mean they are worthless. Every disciplined action, every book you read, every workout you complete, and every challenge you overcome is strengthening your foundation. Don't rush your journey by comparing it to someone else's. Trust the process. Be patient with yourself, and remember that greatness grows quietly before it becomes visible. 18. Speak less and listen more. One of the strongest habits of highly effective people is knowing when to stay silent. Most people listen only to respond, but wise people listen to understand. Every conversation is an opportunity to learn something new. Imagine a young employee who constantly interrupts meetings to prove how smart he is. Another employee listens carefully, asks thoughtful questions, and speaks only when they have something valuable to add. Over time, the second person earns everyone's respect because people know their words carry weight. The Stoics believe that silence creates wisdom. When you listen more, you notice details others miss. You understand people better, avoid unnecessary conflict, and make better decisions. Before speaking today, ask yourself, will my words improve the situation? If the answer is no, silence is often the wiser choice. 19. Keep your promises to yourself. It's easy to make promises when you're motivated. The real test comes when motivation disappears. Highly effective people build confidence by keeping the commitments they make to themselves. Think about someone who decides to read 10 pages every day. Some mornings they feel tired. Some evenings they feel busy. But they read anyway. After a year, they'd finished dozens of books, not because they were always motivated, but because they honored their promise. Every broken promise weakens your self-trust. Every kept promise strengthens it. The Stoics understood that character is built through consistent action. Start with small commitments. Wake up when you say you will. Finish what you begin. Do the difficult task before the easy one. The more you trust yourself, the more unstoppable you become. 20. Become the strongest version of yourself every day. The final Stoic habit is simple but life-changing. Never stop becoming better than the person you were yesterday. You don't need to compete with anyone else. Your greatest competition is your former self. Picture a sculptor standing before a block of marble. Every day he removes one small piece of stone. At first, nothing seems different. But after weeks of steady work, a masterpiece begins to appear. Success works the same way. Every small improvement shapes the person you're becoming. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start with one better decision today. Read one more page. Take one more walk. Show one more act of kindness. Stay calm in one more difficult situation. Over time, these tiny improvements create extraordinary results. The strongest people aren't born different, they choose to become stronger every single day. If you enjoyed these 20 Stoic habits highly effective people use daily, don't forget to subscribe to Inner Steel. Join a community dedicated to building discipline, resilience, inner peace, and unshakable strength. Remember, true power isn't about controlling the world, it's about mastering yourself. Stay strong, stay calm, and keep forging your inner steel.